What's cracking, peeps? It's Jax, and welcome back to Danganronpa. Now, I swear we did everything. Like, everything to progress. We need to go to the kitchen. Is this the way to the kitchen? This might be the dining hall. We need to go to the kitchen. Because that's where the blade was. So how do we go to the kitchen? Can we go to the kitchen? Ah, ha, ha! Okay, and that's where the knife was taken from. Yeah, you can see it on right there. There's one missing. There are all kinds of kitchen knives, big and small, but looks like one of them is missing. Was it missing from the very beginning? I better go see if anyone knows more about it. Okay. Is there anything else for me to investigate? Oh, bread. I better take some for my investigation. You notice that one of the kitchen knives is missing?
Yeah, totally.
I thought it was kind of strange. A knife just suddenly disappearing like that. It wasn't missing from the beginning.
That's right.
No, last time I was in there, they will remember my ankle was really itchy. I went to get some tea from the kitchen last night and all the knives were still there. But when I finished my tea and went back into the kitchen to wash my glass, one of the knives was gone. So saying a nice knife disappeared while you were drinking your tea in the dining hall. You were right there in the dining hall when someone came in and took it. So she's our alibi, in a sense. By the way, did you really kill Snake? No, of course not. I would never. Do you really think I murdered her?
I mean,
she was killed in your room, right? So I mean, you guys were supposed to be friends, but you still killed her? On the other hand, two people becoming good friends, then one killing the other is a classic drama setup. So when you consider everything together, honestly, I have no idea.
I'm getting tired of waiting. What say we just get started?
Trial. Cool. I'm
It's
down.
time for the long-awaited class trial.
This is going to be interesting.
Now then, allow me to appoint a proper location for the proceedings. Please go through the red door.
Ah,
on
that's
the
what the red
first
door
floor
is.
of the
Okay.
school.
Makes sense. Okay. No, where I have to go. Okay. Ooh, eerie. Things just got creepy. Whoa, you're late, Makoto. We've all been waiting for you. Dude, I bet you were afraid you would be discovered as the murderer you are.
Listen to me.
Let's not just jump to conclusions just yet. Save that for the class trial. There we can all reveal the details of Makoto's crime. They are really convinced that I did it. I didn't do it. Me and Saka both know that all too well. But then who is the killer? It's a good question. Is it of course it is. It's obviously one of them. Why am I late though? Why was I late? That was silly. Don't be late.
Is everyone here? Okay then. Please board the elevator in front of you.
I'm buzzing. This is going to be really,
Report you
really good.
to the courtroom, where all your fates will be decided. I'll meet you all down there.
So one person
I'll
will
be waiting.
get sent down. Is that how it works? In Sayaka's honor, I swear I'll find out who the real killer is. As I raised my voice to try and give myself the courage, I turned trembling with anticipation toward it. Just step in the freaking lift, mate. Come on. This is cool. The steel box descended heavily, with heavy clunking sounds toward the school's basement. I wonder if this is how a death row inmate feels when his time finally comes.
oh,
Rather than that, is it not more like a defendant waiting to receive his judgment? Oblivious to our shared anxiety, the elevator lowered us further and further into the bowels of the school. This is going to be fun. What do you think? Doesn't it feel just like a real courtroom? It's like a Hollywood movie set. more of that. Find your assigned seats and sit down. Okay, come on, let's do it. Let's do it. We found our seats. Yep. Okay. Oh, look at this. This is so cool. And it is like, oh man, 2 dead. It was set up so that everyone could see everyone. That's really good. I like that. Which also meant it'd be easy for anyone to transfer their tension and unease onto anyone else. The air seemed to grow heavy as we sat there. Oh, this is so cool. And so the curtain on our first case opened. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal. This is quite cool. A deadly riddle. Okay, wow, this guy's going on. A deadly class trial indeed.
Class trial begin!
It's about time to begin the debate to decide who we think the killer is. Anything I found, anything I noticed, I have to be ready to speak up. Oh my god, I'm so nervous right now. I'm so nervous. Your first non-stop debate is about, would you like to hear more? Yes. Pay close attention to each character's statements and use your truth bullets to... Yeah, I know. If you run out of time, you will automatically fail. Timed as well. If you press the escape key during these arguments, you can review the controls. Oh my god, I'm so nervous. I'm genuinely so terrified of doing this wrong. Okay, right, okay. Evidence of a struggle. Right, this is the... Okay.
I assert that the one who was murdered was Miss Sayaka Maizono.
Yep, correct.
Yeah, we know that part already. And the murder took place in Makoto's room.
Correct.
In the bathroom.
Yep.
So it seems most likely that
What?
the killer must have taken her by surprise while she was in the bathroom.
Wait, what's the button for...
She didn't even have a chance to resist.
No, that's wrong.
Right, okay. Okay, I'm getting somewhere, I think.
Just a second, Chihiro. Try to remember how my room looked.
Try to remember.
With the way things had been damaged, I think we can definitely assume there was a struggle.
A struggle? Between who and who?
Well,
Between
Sayaka and...
Sayaka and the killer, of course.
Of course.
So you're saying Sayaka wasn't caught by surprise in the bathroom?
No.
She must have been attacked in the main room first. Then she ran to the bathroom to try and hide.
Something to
The
that.
killer followed her in, and that's where they finished the job.
Celeste knows.
That much should have been obvious after taking one look at the scene. It shouldn't even need explaining.
Well, just wanted to practice, okay? My truth bullet.
Sorry.
Okay, so what's next?
Next is the subject of the murder weapon.
The knife. Here we go.
Wow, this is starting to sound like a real trial.
What was used to kill Sayaka? It was the kitchen knife, we know this. Here we go. So someone will say the sword, and then I'll be like, no. Kitchen knife, set. Okay.
So what was used to kill her?
Here we go.
There was some kind of sharp object thrust into her stomach.
Correct.
Without a doubt, that is the murder weapon.
So the killer used some random knife they had on him.
No.
How could anyone do something like that?
There you go. Okay, I have to fire it actually at the yellow letters. Right, okay. I'm gonna mess this up, I know.
I do think it was a knife, but not just any knife. I'm almost positive it was a kitchen knife.
Huh? A kitchen knife?
After the murder, we discovered that one of the knives from the kitchen was missing.
That's accurate.
Which means that knife must be the murder weapon.
10 points to Gryffindor over.
Yeah. I guess that makes sense. You could sort of see the weapon sticking out of her stomach. And if you look real close, I could totally see that being a kitchen knife.
No way!
Okay, so the murder weapon was a kitchen knife, but where does that get us? I mean, we all know Makoto killed her, right?
Hey. Not cool.
That's right. Makoto's room
Here we
was
go.
the scene of the crime. What more proof do you need?
Okay, this is...
Hold on a second.
What's going on? Dude,
Let's draw our
don't...
conclusions after we presented our arguments. Otherwise, what's the point of the trial?
Thank you. She
Well,
helping
we
us
can
out.
talk all we want. It's not going to change that conclusion.
I don't think that's true at all. I'm sure if we keep at it, something new
Well, she
will
could just
reveal
tell us
itself.
what's going on.
You really believe that?
Okay, I'm ready to make my argument, because they're all going to blame it on me. Yes, her account, that's what we need. when they go, oh, it's me, and I'll be like, it can't be me.
So I guess there's no question that the kitchen knife was the murder weapon.
Correct.
But where does that get us?
Koto must have taken it from the kitchen, right?
Wrong. Idiot.
That's wrong.
Toto being an idiot, as per usual.
Okay, wait. Hold on. I didn't take the knife from the kitchen.
Next, you're gonna say you're not the killer, right? Go ahead and say it all you
This
want.
girl's got it out for us, man.
Well, what if I have a witness? What do you think, Hina?
She's like,
Remember what you were telling me earlier?
yes. You would have seen who went in there. Most probably. She was drinking tea, and the knife was in there,
Just
and
to
then
be
it wasn't.
perfectly clear, the knife disappeared while you were in the dining hall, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
And at any point while you were there, did you ever see me come into the dining hall?
No, I don't think so.
Boom!
Think so?
No, he definitely wasn't there.
Thank you.
The knife disappeared while Hina was in the dining hall, but I wasn't there the entire time. In other words, there's no way I could have taken the knife.
Thank you.
Okay, then what about this?
Oh.
What if the idiot swimmer girl and Makoto are in on it together and lying to protect each other?
Ooh.
Idiot swimmer girl? Oh, and more importantly, why would I get involved in something like that?
Speaking of which, I'd like to ask the bear, if there is an accomplice, do they also become blackened?
That's a good question.
So you ask, and so I shall answer. Each murder is allowed to have
Oh,
an accomplice, but only the one who does the killing will get to graduate.
Then what's the point of
So
even...
in other words,
It's
two
pointless.
people can work together, but one of them has no chance of profiting from it.
So it'd be pointless. It would be
There's
pointless.
no way anyone would work together,
Yeah,
right?
come on.
But what if they did work together and they just didn't know about the rule?
Bruh. We are sus.
Good grief, enough already. No, okay?
Oh.
There are no accomplices in this case.
He didn't have to say that, but he did.
Did I say that out loud?
Thank you, dude.
Anyway, I didn't go to the dining hall, and I didn't take the knife.
knife. This is
So
really
I'm
good.
not the killer.
Confirm.
Okay, so then, who did take the knife?
Hina seems the obvious candidate. After all, she just said she was in the dining hall.
No way! I swear it wasn't me! Sure, but can you or anyone else prove that?
Who else went into the dining hall?
That's right. Sakura was with me the entire time I was drinking my tea.
I hate to have to ask, but just to be sure, Sakura's... Right.
But then, couldn't either one of them have grabbed the knife?
Actually, no. Because, well...
Just spit it out already.
Hina, come on, God, go
I
down.
stayed in Hina's room last night.
Whoa.
I
What?
got so scared thanks to those creepy videos. I wasn't really thinking, I just asked her to stay over.
Interesting.
Which means we have airtight alibis.
You stayed over? Doesn't that violate one of the school regulations?
No, it doesn't.
We're not allowed to sleep anywhere but the dorms. But it doesn't say we have to stay
Okay, this
in
is
our
not
assigned
important.
room.
Get on with it.
So, I don't think that's a problem.
It is a problem. A boy and a girl spending the night together? It's unwholesome.
She's
But
a
I'm a
girl.
girl.
That's awkward.
You are. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
This is
But
great
if it wasn't
TV.
either of you, then what other possibility is there?
Actually, there is one other possibility. Right, Hina?
What?
Oh, yeah, that's true. One other person did come to the dining hall
By a
while we were there.
Kuya.
Why didn't you say so in the first place?
Because it was you.
Well, because they're not here anymore.
Junko. What? Oh, so
Sayaka.
Sayaka. I was about to say
She's
Sakura.
the one who came to the dining hall. And then later,
So she took the
she
knife.
wound up dead.
Okay, so the person who took the knife from the kitchen was Sayaka.
I got it! Then,
What?
Sayaka is the one who took the knife?
That's the only possibility.
Okay, well it makes
Thinking
sense.
back on it, she was acting kind of unusual.
Okay.
When she came into the dining hall, she didn't even look at us. She just went straight to the kitchen. As she left, she said she just wanted a drink of water. But most likely...
And the person who
Could you
took
imagine
the
if-
knife was the victim herself.
If Sayaka wanted to kill someone
I'm sure she just took it
and
for
then the other person killed
self-defense.
Sayaka in
So
self-defense,
you're saying
that
the
would be
knife
quite
she
good.
took
Quite a good
was then
twist.
taken from her, and she was killed with it? In that case, you may not have taken the knife, but you still could have killed her.
Oh my days. What about you?
What?
See? He did do it after all.
No,
Bruh.
you're wrong.
So, that's how you would twist the argument and send us all off in the wrong direction? You possess a most
These people-
terrifying talent.
It's like playing Among Us. You're telling the truth and no one believes you. Right, so what can I do? What do I need to do? Don't they understand if they convict me, everyone's going to
Hold
die?
on. It's still too early to decide conclusively that Makoto is the killer, wouldn't you say?
Voice of reason.
Because you see, if the room did belong to the killer, then they did something most bewildering. And until we unravel that little mystery, you simply can't declare that he's the killer.
I love that she's basically sitting on the fence,
Bewildering.
just making sure no one
What the
makes a
hell are you
decision
talking
until
about?
people have worked it out. But she knows.
Something was missing from the scene of the crime that by all rights should have been there.
What?
You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
Your first Hangman's Gambit is about to be... Yes, I'd like to hear more. You'll have to deduce the phrase from the letters flying around and the letters already known. Complete the phrase by shooting down the flying letters in the right order. What? Are you kidding me? What? If you shoot down the wrong letters, you'll suffer... Oh my god. This is just nuts. Something that should have been at the scene, but wasn't. That must be the crucial point. Right, I don't know what it is. H-A... I don't know what it is. What am I doing anyway? I don't get it. I'm hitting H-A-I-R. Hair! Oh my god. That was awful.
Now I understand.
Oh my god. How did I not work out hair? Oh my god. I was thinking about... Because
That's
they
right.
cleaned up everything,
There
didn't
wasn't
they?
a single hair
Because of the
on
lint
the
roller
floor.
and stuff. But I couldn't guess that that was hair. And they were showing you 3 letters. You should easily be able to guess that.
The culprit removed some evidence?
Oh my god.
Yes. And if I were the culprit, why would I need to get rid of all the hair in my own room? It wouldn't be unusual at all to find my hair at the crime scene if the crime scene is in my room.
The reason all the hair was gone was to remove any trace that Sayaka had ever been there.
Well, no, that's stupid because
That
she's
makes sense,
in...
does it not?
No, because she's in the
No.
bathroom.
If that were the case, they would have had to do something about the body itself, not just her hair.
Yes, very true.
Alright.
Hey, then why wasn't there any hair on the ground?
Because they
They
used the
would
lint
have got rid of
roller.
it all, of course, to remove any trace that they had ever been there.
Then that means...
What?
Precisely. It's simply beyond reason to believe that the room's owner and the killer are one and the same.
Then Makoto isn't the culprit?
Oh!
Are you sure we can decide something so important based solely on the absence of some hair?
You're clearly not thinking.
No. There are other reasons that prove why Makoto couldn't have
Look at
done
her.
it.
She's like smirky. She likes
I
it.
would like to hear these reasons.
Do you remember anything remarkable about the bathroom at the scene?
She knows the numbers.
Sayaka was attacked in the main room first, then fled into the bathroom, right?
Yeah, Then they ran after her, got into the bathroom, and stabbed her.
And how did the killer get into the bathroom? Did they have any trouble with it?
Oh, the door handle.
What do you mean?
It's fairly certain that the killer had some trouble getting into the bathroom.
She knew how to open the
There
door.
was clear evidence left behind. Do you remember, Makoto?
Yes, I do. The killer struggled getting into the bathroom, and yet that evidence proves it is the object the killer broke. The door handle.
I got it!
I got it!
Evidence that the killer had trouble getting into the bathroom. You're talking about the doorknob, right?
Huh? The doorknob? What doorknob?
You didn't pay
Doorknob for
attention.
my bathroom. It was completely broken. See how the top part was unscrewed? And the doorknob's about ready to fall off?
Oh yeah, true. But what does it mean?
In trying to bypass the lock, they ended up nearly removing the entire doorknob. This is another most bewildering act for the room's owner. It proves Makoto is beyond suspicion.
So what? You're saying he wouldn't break the door in his own room? But if the only choice you have is to break it,
I don't
you
like this
break
guy.
it. There's nothing bewildering
Could have been him.
about it.
You still don't see? Okay then. Let's take another look at how the incident unfolded.
Look at that
Hopefully
smirk.
that will help you understand.
Weak spots will start. No matter how many weak spots there are, essentially only one lie or contradiction. There's essentially only one lie or contradiction in that debate. What I'm trying to say is not all weak spots you see are necessarily false. Use a truth bullet on the wrong one, and not only will you fail to refute what they said, but you also lower your trust with everyone. Oh god. Now this is important because if your influence gauge reaches 0, you fail. You have to rely on your own logic to determine which weak spots are actually lies or contradictions. Okay, I'm ready. Let's do this thing. So this is where I'm shooting a truth bullet. Okay. The bathroom door frame. Yeah, I'm the only one that knew about it, and so was Sayaka. Okay.
The incident took place in Makoto's room.
Correct, Kyoko.
Sayaka was first attacked in the main room.
Correct.
She then fled into the bathroom.
Correct.
Then the killer ran after her,
Correct.
and they got into the bathroom.
No.
At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door.
Yeah.
Because Sayaka had locked it.
Yeah. Presume.
And finally, the culprit had Sayaka cornered.
Oh, I missed it.
Finish the job. They stabbed her with the
Okay, I missed it.
It was you, wasn't it,
I
Makoto?
missed it.
Admit it.
I missed it when you said
We
he
already
busted the
know
door
the
down.
answer.
Try and bust down the door. Because Sayaka had locked it.
No, she didn't lock it. Okay, she didn't. Okay, she didn't lock it. Okay, she didn't lock the door. Apparently.
The reason my bathroom didn't open wasn't because it was locked.
Right. Okay. Sorry.
After all, the girls' rooms are the
Oh.
only ones with walking bathrooms,
That's bad
right?
on my part. Yeah.
Yes, now that you mention it, that is true.
Then why didn't your bathroom door open?
Because it was stuck.
Huh? What are you talking
I
about?
don't like you, Leon.
My bathroom door doesn't fit in the frame quite right. Monokuma over there can testify to that.
Yep, true as true can be. But you know, you're supposed to be the ultimate lucky student, right? But to have such a cruddy door...
Well, it's lucky in this regard because it's helping me.
That's not
Ow.
lucky at all.
So the reason the door didn't open was just because it was stuck. But the killer didn't know that and assumed it was locked. So they tore apart the doorknob to get in.
Okay, but then why would the killer even think the door was locked in the first place?
Because Sayaka had shut it, maybe.
Everyone should have known you can't lock any of the boys' bathrooms.
The killer could easily make that mistake.
Yeah.
Thanks to one important detail about the scene of
The
the
door
crime.
plates. The killer was convinced the bathroom door was locked. So they didn't know that the door actually couldn't be locked. In other words, the important detail about the scene of the crime that they didn't know was that the crime took place in my room and they thought it was Sayaka's. So that means
Killer
that someone
must not
else
have
switched the door
realized that it
plates.
was my room.
What? Are you
That's
saying
nuts,
that
then.
Oku didn't even know where he was? That's inconceivable.
That doesn't make
Yet,
sense.
He's absolutely right.
Say what?
Ugh,
Well, to be more specific,
the door plates.
what the killer didn't know was that Makoto and Sayaka had switched rooms, which is what led to the misunderstanding about the bathroom. If Sayaka had been in her own room,
Then there would have been a lock on the door, and they would have had to break through.
So they had no idea how unnecessary their actions were.
ultimately, we can't know if it came open by force or simply by accident. But the killer must have been considerably confused, with no idea how they actually got the door opened.
Regardless, it was a pointless act. Wasting time trying to break down a door that wasn't locked is...
Definitely something I wouldn't do, since I would have known exactly why it wasn't opening.
Exactly.
Right?
That is a definite possibility.
He is so sus right now.
So the killer would have to be someone who didn't know they'd switched rooms?
Then Makoto couldn't have done it.
Taco? Is this you? That's what I've been trying to tell you.
Okay, then who did do it?
I'm sorry, but I give up. Quit without saving.
But what happens if we can't decide on who we think did it?
Then we all die, idiot.
Why don't we just vote right now?
Oh.
Majority rules.
That's not fair, because I've just...
Majority rules? You really think that's a good idea?
That's a stupid idea.
Yeah, our necks are on the line here. Someone seriously needs to do something.
For serious.
Does no one have any other thoughts or questions? It does not matter how trivial
I could
they may
pin it
seem.
on Hifumi.
Oh, as a matter of fact, I do have one question.
Go for it.
Oh, you. You don't gotta sound so disappointed.
It's fine, it's fine. Just ask your question.
Oh yeah. Okay, so, well, I was just wondering.
That is a good
how
question.
How did the culprit get into Makoto's room
The
in the first
toolkits.
place?
Now I'm going to talk about the toolkits.
Yes. How did the killer get inside?
Maybe Sayaka just dropped the key somewhere and the culprit picked it up. That's
No,
possible,
that's
right?
just convenient.
I don't think so. That seems way too convenient.
Then, maybe someone picked the lock?
Yep.
Negative. If you remember, Monokuma made it quite clear that the locks are all unpickable.
Oh.
Fine. How about this? The killer got in the easy way. They could have knocked and said they wanted to talk or something, and Miss Maizono just let him in.
I get the impression that Sayaka let the person in to kill them,
No, that can't be it
but she
either.
died in the process.
Oh, trying to argue against me? Sounds like someone doesn't know his place. Hello? Why exactly can't that be it?
And I'm like right next to him. Because she asked me to do something in particular because of how frightened she was. That's the answer right there. There's no way Sayaka let someone in because... because we told... Where's the bit where we told... That's not a thing. I'd originally asked Makoto to switch to... Ah, yeah, this is it. This is the one. Yeah.
I got it!
Got it!
Because Sayaka was already scared, remember? That's why she asked me to switch rooms in the first place.
No matter who it is, don't open your door for anyone. I'm starting to think that she got the knife and maybe she'd invited someone in or done something like that, and then she tried to kill that person with maybe the sword, and then the other person sort of went in for her with the
Knowing what she'd
with the
been
knife
through, I
to
just can't
save
believe
themselves.
she would have opened the door for anyone.
What if her being scared was a lie?
Huh? Well, what the hell is that supposed to mean? Why would she lie about something like that?
I know you don't want to consider it,
Yeah,
but look at this and tell me.
I think I clocked it.
Can you still deny the possibility?
There's something I want to talk to you about. Just us. Always just us two. In 5 minutes, come see me in my room. Who? What's this note? You found a note? Check the nameplates to make sure you don't get the wrong room, okay? Oh, so Sayaka switched the room plates. Yeah, see, she was setting up
I
someone.
found a notepad during my search, and I shaded in the top sheet with a pencil.
Interesting.
And these are the words that appeared.
Oh man! I've totally seen people do that on detective shows. When you write, it can leave an imprint. Sketch over the next sheet of paper, and you can see the words.
On the desk in my room.
Which means only someone who had been in Makoto's room before the incident could have written it.
Oh.
Then either it was Makoto who lived there, Or Sayaka, who switched rooms for a single night.
It must have been Sayaka,
So, Makoto,
obviously.
did you write this?
No, I didn't. But
Of course you didn't. Because the note also bears a perfectly legible signature.
Well, how do you know it's her
Sayaka's
signature? That note, Sayaka. Of course she wrote it.
but why?
Because she was
Why would
getting
she
someone
write that?
killed.
The note was likely her way of getting in touch with a certain someone.
Someone here.
She must have slid it under their door to let them know she wanted to meet with them in secret.
If you got an invitation like that from the ultimate pop sensation, what young man could resist?
Of course, I'm only into 2D.
Skipping.
Can we be sure anyone even got this note? And honestly, even if they did, I do not think they are at all involved in what happened.
That's crap. That's
What makes
utter
you say
crap.
that? Would you like to hear what I have to say?
Please
Very
enlighten
well then.
us.
Pay attention.
Okay. Let's see what she's lying. She's lying. The dorm nameplates is my thing. So Sayaka swapped them, presumably.
Sayaka and Makoto switched rooms, correct?
Correct. Yes,
But
we
in
did.
the note, the place they were asked to come to, it specifically says my room.
Yeah.
I see. So if someone read that note, then they would have gone to Sayaka's room. Exactly. The room that Makoto was staying in. So in other words, even if someone did read the note and did what it said, they would not have any connection
No,
to
I was-
what happened.
It certainly would seem that way.
I need a do-over.
His room.
Wait for it. Here it is. It's the long one.
Exactly. The room that Makoto.
No, that's wrong.
No! I love this. No, that's wrong.
The nameplates on my and Sayaka's rooms got switched.
Yes.
They got switched?
That's right. The nameplates got switched, just like the rooms themselves. As a result, the nameplate on Sayaka's room actually had Makoto's name. And the nameplate on Makoto's room had Sayaka's.
So what you're saying is, the room Sayaka was staying in was actually marked as her room.
So the
If someone
person went in
did do
there.
what the note said, they would end up at Makoto's room where Sayaka was.
Plus, their rooms are right next to each other. So switching the nameplates would be no problem. And the one who switched the names was... Well, of course it wasn't you, right, Makoto?
Right?
Okay, then who did it?
The person who killed her. There's only one person who could have switched the nameplates. The only other person who knew we had switched. The killer, yeah. The killer had to be the one who switched. No, I got that wrong! Oh my god, you idiot! No. Yeah, you're right. Oh my god! That was an easy one! It was Sayaka. I literally said that like a minute ago. And I get put on the spot and I can't do it. Right, it was Sayaka who's the only other person who knew we had switched rooms.
I got it!
I can't believe
Me
I
and
just did that,
Sayaka were
man.
the only
Not
ones
helping
who ever
myself.
knew about us switching rooms. So the only other person besides me who would even know to switch the nameplates was Sayaka.
You can also infer as much from her note.
Come see me in my room. Check the nameplate.
She
Yeah.
specifically tells the reader to check the nameplate. She would only have written that if she knew the nameplates had been switched.
But why would she switch the name?
Because she wanted to kill.
She wanted someone to come to the room she was in, and also hide the fact that it was Makoto's room.
So she was pinning it on us.
Inviting someone to your room.
She was going to pin it
not
on
telling
us.
them you'd switched rooms. Why would anyone do that?
She is the
To
killer.
understand that,
Well, she wanted to be the
we
killer.
first need to understand what happened after she invited the person into the room. That's where the answer lies.
What happened then was probably whoever she invited over came in and attacked her.
No, other way
We
around.
figured it out. We know who did it. Whoever she invited over is the culprit.
Correct.
But we still don't know who it is, you goddamn idiot.
Sayaka fought with her killer there in the room, yes? Perhaps the answer to our previous question lies in that initial struggle.
Yes, I think you're right.
Then... we just have to figure out what happened during the fight, right?
That reminds me. There was a replica sword at the murder scene. Was that perhaps used during the fight?
Oh yeah. What's the deal with that sword?
Sayaka suggested I should hold on to it.
This sounds so
I
sus.
thought it might come in handy if I had to defend myself. It seems pretty likely
That sounds so
the killer
sus.
used it to break Sayaka's right wrist.
How the hell could you possibly know that's what broke her wrist?
The reason I know Sayaka's wrist was broken with the fake sword was because there was that gold bit on it. When you look at her wrist, there's no doubt. Where is it? Her wrist. Sayaka's wrist. And her wrist was glittery.
I got it!
Got it!
All you have to do is take a good look at her broken wrist, and it should become pretty clear. Right there where her wrist is all swollen. There's something glittery there. See?
Is that gold?
It sure is. Specifically, the gold coating from the replica sword. You barely have to touch that stuff, and it'll stick right to you. And there's some on her wrist because...
I got it! Because she got hit with the sword, right there on her wrist!
I see.
Okay.
And so the truth draws
So yeah, Sayaka
closer.
had the knife and she was going for that person, and the other person defended themselves with the sword.
Alright, then it's about time to solve this mystery.
What happened in my room and what led to Sayaka's death, that's what we need to make clear. Whoa, guys, can you believe it? I know. The story's starting to unravel. We're starting to get an idea about just what happened and how culpable Sayaka might have been in the whole thing in the first place. I decided to split these two videos up because I was playing for like 2.5 hours. So I'm splitting it up into 2 parts. I hope you enjoyed the first part. I didn't edit it too much because it's actually just really interesting just to watch it sort of organically run and just sort of see what everyone's saying. I think it's really cool. This has been really cool so far. Like, I've been struggling with the parts I have to actually, you know, do myself, but just like watching it, it's fascinating. I'm very, very intrigued, and I hope you guys are too for part 2, which hopefully get out next week. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, hit that like button for me, guys, because it really, really does help me out. And if you are new here, do feel free to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and check out some of the other videos I've got going on. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have yourselves a fantastic day, and I'll see you in the next video.